Oh, hey man, I hope you're finding peace within you today. I want you to find your quiet spot. Just relax. You hear all that negativity, but I want you to know that you look deep within, you find the truth that's inside you, and that truth is going to be a light that's going to guide you to happiness and joy. I hope you find that truth today. All right, what's right for you may not be right for everybody else, but you don't let anybody else change your mind about what truth you feel inside your own heart. All right, I know that's probably an over the top caricature, but you know what? I see this in the world all the time today. I see people that are trying to tell us that there is truth inside each and every one of us, and it's different. And it kind of confuses me some because if truth were different, then is it really truth? I mean, back in the day, we used to say if I hold a belief and you hold a different belief, those were opinions. You had an opinion. This is what I feel is right, and this is what you feel is right. But today, we've taken it a step further, and we said, no, 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 it's not an opinion. It's just your truth. It's your way of looking at the world. It's your way of interpreting your circumstances. And so I can believe my stuff and you can believe your stuff, and we just go our own separate ways. The problem is that's not the world that we live in. We live in a world where there are things that we consider to be right and wrong. We live in an ordered world, not a chaotic world. I like the guy that tried to describe it this way. If you were walking one day down a nature trail and you saw there on the side of the road something was sparkling and shining, and you picked it up and you opened it up and you looked inside and saw all these intricate gears, and the gears were ticking and turning and making these little hands click around on the front, would your thought be, wow, Mother Nature is so wonderful. Look how all of these things over the course of billions of years have fallen together to make this perfectly intricate machine? Or would you say, oh my goodness, there must be a wonderful watchmaker out there in order to make something that's so precise and so accurate? I mean, when you look at the world, our world is actually much more complex. So many more gears and cogs that have to work exactly right. The planet has to be exactly so far away from the sun with the tilt that we have and the angle we have, the way our ecosystem works, how water from the sky lands on the ground, how it goes through to nourish us and then to replenish us, and then it goes back into the soil and then evaporates back into the clouds to cycle around again. It's such an amazing system, an amazing world that we live in. And for us to look at the magnitude of the world and to think that it was all one huge cosmic accident, that all those cogs and all those things going together is just something that's happenstance. I think deep down inside that makes me a little sad. And then when we start talking about truth and what's my truth and what's your truth, and now we're living in a world where people are trying to write laws and make things based off of their own truth, we now live in a world where just everything is up for grabs. We don't know what might offend one person and what might be laid down as law for the next person, because we don't have a standard by which we can line up our lives to. Jesus was talking in the book of John, and when he was talking, it said, Jesus said to the Jews who had believed him, if you continue in my word, you really are my disciples, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. This is my encouragement for you. If you continually, as you look for the truth within you, find yourselves at odds with other people, you continue to find yourself in a place that not everybody agrees with what you're agreeing with and believes what you're believing with. I wonder sometimes if we've forgotten that God has written his law on our hearts, that God has revealed to us what truth is through his Son and through the Word. And that there was a time that even our very nation was founded by people that wrote into our Declaration of Independence that there were inalienable God-given rights, things that we know are true because the creator of the universe has declared these things to be truths in our lives. And when we discover and understand that truth is not relative, truth is not ethereal out there, truth is not something that we build in our heart and then that we can then use it as a cudgel against other people, but truth is actually a standard that God has set for us. And when we line ourselves up to the loving truth of God, we find ourselves at peace with the world, and we're going to find ourselves at peace with those that are peacemaking people that are out there. My encouragement to you is seek out after the truth of God. Know that this world is as complex as a watch, and even more so. So I encourage you to find that watchmaker.